To install non-textile flooring, NTF, using a welding rod, seam procedure: both pieces of non-textile flooring, or NTF, need to be cut to their desired lengths. If possible, the seam should be cut so that it is located between two buttons. Next, a strip of polycon 108 tape must be placed under the area to be seamed. The tape prevents movement at the joint during the seaming process and protects the surface underneath it from being damaged from the heat. When creating a butt seam, there should be a gap of about 60 to 80 thousandths of an inch between the edges that need to be welded. Make sure the coin pattern on both sections are properly aligned. Next, run a strip of aluminum tape along each side of the seam. The tape will minimize any gloss caused by the heat from the welding gun that will be used during the welding process. Make sure the tape is fully adhered between buttons in order to minimize any bridging that could allow heated air to gloss the material under the tape. The air velocity and temperature for the welding equipment will vary depending on the type of equipment being used. Make sure the welding gun is adjusted to the appropriate setting by testing on a scrap piece of NTF. Feed the welding rod through the speed nozzle. A piece of scrap material should be positioned at the beginning and end of each seam. Next, position the welding rod at the beginning of the joint and move it slowly and smoothly along the seam. Make sure the base of the nozzle is parallel to the floor. It is important to move slowly to ensure the rod softens enough to allow for maximum adhesion. If the welding rod begins to char or burn, increase the speed of movement along the joint. After the material has cooled, use a sharp knife and guide to remove the excess welding rod so the welded area will have a uniform height and appearance. Keep the aluminum tape on the mat during this process to ease the guide while trimming. This process can be done on or off the aircraft. A trim sled can be used when trimming off the aircraft, but may be difficult to use in the tight quarters of an aircraft.